Hello, Nienke here from ninks.com. I'm super excited about our project today. I have two elementary aged girls and they always need to take little Valentine's notes to school for their friends. And when I saw this in our new catalog, I just knew I'm going to use this back. So this is the Sweet Little Valentines cards and more. And I think it's supposed to make 10 little note cards. I'm going to show you how to change that so that you can get 40 note cards out of this one pack with additional cardstock, of course, of you just from your stash. So that is enough for both my girls. I'm going to show you how to do that, and then I'm using the sheer ribbon. Let me see, sheer ribbon, and that is the Pool Party. I think it's from the annual catalog. I'm going to use the champagne rhinestones because I love them. And then the dies I used, you will need a Stampin' Cut and emboss machine for this project. And I used the Stitch So Sweetly dies and the many Arts dies that coordinate with this. You can save 10% when you buy the bundle. If you do not have a Stampin' Cut and emboss machine, I've put together a kit where I have done all the die cutting for you. You can go over to my website, ninks.com, and look at that if you're interested. The kit is available until January 26th, but all of the products will be available until June 2021. Okay, and then this, I'm going to use Calypso Coral mostly, and maybe a bit of Pool Party. We will see. So let's jump into it. I've done all the die cutting ahead of time. I just forgot to mention earlier that in addition to your stamp set, your dies, your rhinestones, and your ribbon that I've already listed, to complete the 40 note cards, you will also need 5 sheets of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. It's Calypso Coral, 5 sheets of Calypso Coral, 4 sheets of Pool Party, and 4 sheets of Petal Pink. Now, if you order the kit from my website, I will already have the card bases cut for you, the die cuts cut for you, and everything ready to go, so you don't need that as an extra. We're going to make 5 each of 8 different designs. So starting off with this one. So I'm just going to ink up my stamp very well. This is a photopolymer, so you can see through it. Oh, let me move mine closer to me. You can see through it pretty well. And there is our heart. And then I want my sentiment, and I've chosen Saint with lots of heart for this one. The stamp set has beautiful sentiments that doesn't like scream love, it's just care, which is good for my kiddos. Go. I would usually clean my stamps, but because we're going to all stamp everything with Calypso Coral for now, I'm just going to go with that. So this is our first card with my glue card base. Take our die cut image, my silicone mat, silicone craft sheet, I think it's called. Use that whenever I glue. I'm going to center this on top of my, is it, oh, I can't remember, Petal Pink card base. And then I have this beautiful die from the die set, and I'm just going to cut off, let's see, and let's cut off this piece right in the middle here, and this one here, 1 2 3 4, let's do 5. Let's cut that one off there. Does that look? That's nice. And now I'm just going to dab some glue. You can use a sponge too and put some on your mat. I'm just going to use little dots. The glue will come out. Little dots of glue here and there, just to hold this down, and on the edges here. go. And then just have this about in the middle. Let's glue on my finger. In the middle and about, I would say, 1/2 inch from the bottom. Stick. It's a very detailed little die. Oh, so that is that piece. And I'm going to use dimensionals to pop this up. Here we go. Just going to use one down here. You can use as many dimensionals as you like. I'm just going to line up my heart to this stitched edge here and just have the tip point just over that die cut piece there. Make sure it's aligned at the top, and then tack that down. And then my sentiment, I'm going to put a dimensional only on this edge over here, because I'm going to add some liquid glue to that side, so that I don't have to. This is the new glue. Struggling to get it out already. And then I'm just going to have my sentiment up about there. Tuck that down. And then adding some rhinestones. I love the champagne rhinestones with the pink. I feel that that pink goes very well with the calypso coral and the petal pink that's in this colors that's in here. I'm just going to put one there, another one here, and then just our third one over. Whoops, get that straight. Is that it? No. Oh, goof. There we go. And that's that. There we have our first one. Let's move on to the next. This is one of those card bases that I die cut. Where's all my pieces? This and this one. So for this one, I want to put a little ribbon over the corner here before I start. So I'm just going to grab a glue dot and add it to the side of my ribbon, just to the edge there. Pick it up, another one there. So I have a glue dot on either side of my ribbon. Put that where, don't stick on the front, put that where I want it here, and then just fold and press, so the glue dot will keep my ribbon secure at the back, and you don't have any wastage of your ribbon. You're just using the amount you need. And I'm going to gather this with another piece. Now you could tie a bow and then do that. This ribbon is a bit, what's the word, slippery. It does not really want to tie a bow. You can tie a bow, but it will probably should be a bit bigger bow. I'm finding it difficult because it just wants to slip out of its knot. So I'm just going to grab a little piece and gather my ribbon in the middle like so. So it just makes like a little, like a faux bow. And then I'm just going to pull that tight like so. So it still looks like you have your little bow there. I just want to pull this one a bit aside. So you have that there. And I'm just going to cut the edges at a bit of an angle. So that's a fun way, if you have a ribbon that doesn't really want to stay in a bow, to just do that. And I'm just going to cut the edge if it wants to cut. What's happening? Maybe I should lay it down. There we go. And on this side, the same thing. And now we have that there, like so. Get this out of the way. And I'm going to add my little die cuts. The die, so the die cuts this little heart here, die cuts this small piece, and then it also die cuts the heart in the middle. So we're going to use this one in Pool Party and Calypso Coral. And I'm just going to sort of, you know what, let's first adhere this. I'm just going to add some glue over the top of my ribbon just as an extra to secure it down. Put that down on my Pool Party card base. So if you pre-ordered the kit, you can now just follow along with me, or you will need to die cut all your pieces. Oh, how do I want this? This way. There we go. So I'm just going to put them together like this and put a little dab of glue on my Calypso Coral here, if it will come out. And there, just get those two together. And then just some glue at the back. You can also use glue dots for this if you feel that will be easier. Now I'm just going to tuck this just underneath my ribbon over there. And then put this down like so. The only stamping we're doing is one little stamp here. I die cut this from, it's one of my favorite label, the Tasteful Label dies. Right, there we go. And I'm going to use the You're All Heart. Ink that up, put that in the middle right there. Just give it a second for the ink to grab, and there we go. I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals. 2 or 3 will be good. Oh, this is a little short one. I think 2 is good. Remove your backing. And we're just going to center that there. Make sure it's straight. That looks pretty good. Tack it down. Then, of course, our rhinestones. Going to do 3 little ones here at the bottom. 1, 2, and 3. So that's the second one. So the kit will make 8 different designs. We're on design number 2 and 5 of each. That will get us to our 40 cards. So let's move along to design number 3. Now this is one of the die cuts you already get in the kit. So it comes like this. You can decide to use either this side or this side. It's all up to you. I have decided to use this one. And then I use the die cut from the set. I just want to cover up this little love you over there. First with a little ribbon just over there. And I want to just taper these edges, but I'll do that when I'm done. I'm going to use a little bit, well, a glue dot for this, but put it to the top of my ribbon so that I can hide it underneath my sentiment, and just to not to the edges, that's going to show. So show you how I have that. So to the top of your ribbon, too little, and not about I would say 3/4 of an inch away from the sides. And now I'm going to just stick that in the middle of that, like that, get it straight. And now I have that there. That's our first layer of the cover up. Which way around do I want this? This way around. So I'm just going to do a little taper there and a little taper here. And I'm just going to glue this. It's so hard to glue a pretty side down. Use that there. Like so. And then we're just going to pop this up on dimensionals like so and cover that heart completely. Now we can go ahead and stamp our sentiment. That's what's next. I have this little strip of pool party, and let's pick, what else do we have? Choose this one again, sent with lots of heart. Where did my ink? Oh, there it is. Just ink that up very well. Now this is a teeny tiny little strip. You can stamp first and then cut. I like doing it this way. Go. And I'm going to do the same with this one as we did with the other one. Put a dimensional, and I'll probably cut one of mine because that's a very thin strip. You can also use the minis. So I'm going to put the dimensional just on this end over here, and then glue on this part. And then just put this, sort of align it on this side and that side. Make sure that it's straight, have a little bit of the ribbon showing. And there is that. And once again, we need some rhinestones. Doesn't matter how many you put. I like my little 3 or 2. I think for now we can put one over there and one over there. And I might put a little bit of a bigger one just down there. You can put them wherever it seems nice to you. So that is the design number 3 done. I almost stuck my hand in the ink. Did I stick my hand in the ink? Doesn't look like it. Okay, I don't want to mess up my beautiful petal pink here. So let's start with our card base again. This one is going to go together very quickly. Now with this, again, it's die cut with the Stitch So Sweetly, but I did this with the inside of the envelope. You will see that the envelopes in the kit, the little you have the stripes, and then you also have a little spots in gold. Now what I did, I'll take that out, is let me just put this away. So I just cut this part off and this part off, then the whole envelope flips open like this, and then you can use this whole inside, and I just die cut from this side. So that's where I got this from. So that's how I used my envelopes to add additional cards and use it as designer series paper. Get this on here with my liquid glue. When you have all the pieces already die cut and ready to go, it makes this experience so much better. Now I have a die. This is from Pool Party, and it's cut with this big die over here, and then I used this one in the inside. You can see they're taped together. So this went through once on my Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine, and I got a blue heart that we're going to use on another card, and we got this outline. And I'm going to use that over here again, just with some liquid glue. You could pop this up. I decided to glue this flat and then to put another piece on the inside and then pop that piece up. Let me show you. So just this one will just go off to the side over here. Make sure it is straight that way, just like so. And then I have this little piece. Oh, and I want to put a little piece of a ribbon here at the bottom too. I just like the way the ribbon accents your sentiment or gives it a bit more of a focal point. So I'm going to just do a little angle cut here, and again with my glue dots, that went where, here we go. Put a glue dot again to the top, and then a little ways away from my edge here, because I'm once again going to hide my glue dots underneath my sentiment. And why does this feel not straight? What happened there? Strange. Oh, it was like an optical illusion with this little line that was not straight. I thought, oh, the whole thing is crooked, but it's not. Let's put this one right there and then pull it straight and put that one there, so it just gives it something. Do our stamping real quick. Have my Calypso coral, and I'm going to use the checkered heart for this one. Ink this up very nicely. You can always stamp and then die cut. I like to die cut and then stamp. Put my block over this side, and then the sentiment I think I'm going to use for this one is just a little note. I'm probably going to use that one quite a bit too. I like it. Once again, the die cut from the Tasteful Label dies. That's the only stamping we're doing on this card. I'm going to pop my heart up with 1, 2, 3 here. Just going to center this in the middle of our die cut there. And then do exactly the same as we did with our previous sentiments. I can use this piece. Put some dimensional on this side. Put a wee little bit of glue just on the edge there. Center this over your ribbon and over the heart. Tuck that down like that, and then add our rhinestones. I'm going to use a big one on this side and then 2 smaller ones. We can put them anywhere we want. Put one there and one over there. There we go. That's our 4th design. We're halfway done. Now with our next one, I use the other, get all my die cuts here. We have our Pool Party card base, and then this is one of the card bases from the set that I just die cut using the Stitch So Sweetly dies. This is the envelope that I showed you earlier. I just cut a little strip of that, and let's adhere that first. I like my liquid glue. It gives me some wiggle room. You can use any any adhesive you like. Now I'm going to do like 1/3 of an inch from the bottom and then right in the middle like that. Then I'm going to do that same gathered ribbon technique, because as I said, this ribbon is a bit difficult to tie a bow with. It slips and it doesn't want, the knot doesn't want to stick. So I'm just going to do that. It gives you the same effect as the bow, and it also doesn't have a big knot. So if you're concerned about a big knot, so once again, just fold it that over, pull it tight, fold this side over, and your glue dots keep your ribbon secure, and there's no wastage on the back. I'm going to do this right here on the corner with this little bee. This is, what is it, about 2.5 inches. Put this around, stick it through. It's still slippery. Grab that piece there and pull it tight. Here we go, and that gives it that little ribbon feel, little bow feel. And then I'm just going to cut this at an angle over here. It's that side and that side. Isn't that cute? I like that. Okay, now we're going to do, we can add our stack to our card base. Put some glue on your ribbon just as an extra measure. Keep it down. Oh, my top's running away from me. Center. Left to right, top to bottom. Just hold that for a second. Let's do our stamping. Now for this one, you can emboss this piece. You can use, if you only have your Calypso coral, you can use that. I'm going to put a tone on tone. I like the tone on tone with the Pool Party ink. Come on, there we go. And I'm going to use this checkered ribbon again. Checkered heart pattern again. Let me just wipe this off because I didn't clean my stamp from the previous one. Just have this. I have my stamp and chamois here, and just use that to clean my stamps. Ink this up very nicely. Ooh. This Pool Party ink is a new stamp pad, and it is nice and juicy. Let's give that a second there. There we go. Now that looks very bright at the moment and very dark, but when it, let me see if I have another example here. When the ink sits a bit, do I have one? No, I can't find it. But when it sits a bit, it will absorb, and then the color will become much lighter. And let's stamp this. Going to use the Your All Heart. Where is it? There we go. In my Calypso coral ink. Stamp that there. Middle. Now I'm just going to pop this one up on dimensionals. You know what, let me put this away. We're done with that. 1, 2, 3. Just going to tuck it underneath there, and then just push that ribbon down so that we get that sort of with the bottom dimensional. Have our heart straight, tuck that down. Do the same thing with our sentiment. dimensional on this side, glue on this side, and we just put that so that's sort of the ribbon peeking out here. Oh, what did I do? Didn't take off the backing. That's why it's not sticking. Luckily my liquid glue gives me a bit of wiggle room. And our last little finishing touch, I'm going to put, I have another sheet of these. Let me just quickly think. Let's put a little one over here, and then we can put a bigger one up there, or two, one or two. Here we go. And that's the next one. Whoop, that's coming undone. What was that? Where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So number 6. We have our Calypso coral base. I already tied a little faux bow there. Use the envelope, just the top part. The envelope for this, and then there's this very cute little die, this one. It's like a long strip, and it die cuts the actual heart and then this the little border. There's those. So let's add here our card base, and this is also one of the card bases that I just die cut with the stitch so sweetly on a Calypso coral. There we go. And now you can arrange your die cut hearts any way you wish. Put one little outline here, and then I thought of just popping one of those in like so. Whoops, that is a lot of glue. Having that there. And then at the top, putting a, so I ran the die through twice, once with Calypso coral and once with the pool party, and then I just pop them out and put the colors. There, and you can add more hearts, you can add less hearts. It's all up to you where you put them, how you like them. I just arrange them any way I want, like so. That looks good. And now once again, it's just the inside. You get the stripes and the polka dots, which, oops, is that what I want to do? Wait, we're going to, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm just going to wipe this off. This I want to pop up with dimensionals. I actually want to add the glue here. And then add this to here. Make sure that it's straight and in the middle. And then just hold it for a second. I just need to stamp my sentiment, which is going to be my heart smiles, just thinking about you. It's a nice one you can send to a friend as well. There, up, move this around, otherwise I can't see what I'm doing. In the middle, like so. Give it just a second. Go. And I want to pop all of those up, if I can find my dimensionals. So now I'm all gluey because I wiped the glue off with my finger. One there, one in the middle. Oh, and that's not one, that's just the backing. You can do two if you want, I think that's fine. all depends. The number of dimensionals I use depends on what I'm going to do with the card. Usually when I want to mail a card, I make sure that it won't sag in the mail. So I tend to put some more, but I don't want to have 2 layers because then it might be too thick to go through the mail meter. These the girls are going to hand out at school, so I'm not worried about them, sagging on one side. Or where's my glue dots? There we go. Now I'm just going to take my little faux bow that I just tied a knot, took a piece of ribbon, tied a knot in the middle. No bows or fancy things. And I'm not just tuck that glue dot around like so. I'm just going to stick this knot on top of my sentiment just because it's quite a big knot. So I'm putting it just down off to that side and then picking my ends up over. And that is that. Moving on to our next one. I really like this one. And here is the polka dots I was talking about. This is the other envelope. You get these gold dots. Let's think. What do you want to do? Okay, put this first. Glue this on. Center that as best you can. Right there we have a petal pink card base. And now you get this beautiful die. Do you see that? Isn't that pretty? I'm just going to adhere that to a piece of calypso coral so that it will have some contrast. Again, just putting little dots here and there when there are big openings. You don't need a lot of glue. This is really strong glue. It works very well. You can also sponge it on. Put some on your silicone mat. Use a sponge and then just dab it on. And that fits the bigger heart. You get a bigger heart and a little bit of a smaller die cut in your set. Add that onto there, like so. And let's stamp our greetings. I'm going to use just a little note again. Doesn't matter which one. What's nice is that all of these sentiments sort of fit this one die. Like that. It gives it a feeling of unity. Now you get this cute little dot one. I'm going to use my Pool Party again. I like the tone on tone. Ink this up. Add our little dots to our heart. Texture. Love it. That 1 second to dry. Now I'm going to adhere the big heart flat. Get my sleeves out of the way. Move my stuff out of the way. I hope you can see so. Just put that in that corner there, like so. Now I'm going to put my sentiment. Just wait a minute. Just this piece because we need a dimensional on the other end. I'm going to adhere this to my little heart first. Just like that. Right. This is nice with the lines. You can line it up nice and straight. Grab a dimensional here. Now I want to just quickly judge where I want my ribbon. I'm going to put a piece of this ribbon again, just because I like the way that it accents. You can tie a bow, you can do it all the way across, do a bow on that side. I just like to have a little accent, so I'm thinking to put it about there. So grabbing my glue dot again, glue dot on this corner here, and once again just at the top, because we're going to cover it with our sentiment strip right there. Make sure that it's straight. There we go. And I think I'm going to put a little bit of glue here, first 2 dimensionals, one over here, and maybe one right there, and then a little bit of glue just on that corner to keep it there. Should use my take your pick tool. And now we just bring our heart on there, like so. And my last of the probably 50th packet of champagne rhinestones. This is a bigger one. Come on. This is a bigger one, so I'm going to put this right here, and then grabbing one here, add one here, and another one here. And that's that. We're down to our last card. Isn't that fun? I love it. The last one is a quick and easy one too. So it's just a Calypso coral card base, and then this is, you also get 5 of this. It's double-sided, so the one side says love and the other side is just this like paint type. I decided to use this. Oh, I don't want to get my ribbon in the ink. Got ink on this side and ink on that side. Add some glue here. Adhere that to my card base in the middle. Give that 1 second to dry while we stamp. Now I'm just going to stamp my sentiment right on top of my heart here in Calypso coral. It's going to say that you're all heart right there, and then there's this very cute little heart. Maybe you'll see it better when I ink it up. There we go. And put that. Now this one is in my way. I can't see if it's straight. Let me. Ooh, sticky. Pull that off. I just want to make sure that I have my heart where I want it. There we go. Put you there, and I just stick my finger in the ink. Surprise, surprise. Now we're going to grab a ribbon. Put a glue dot. I want my ribbon there. So on the on the top side of my, on top of my ribbon, so on the top, and I'm going to let just a little piece of ribbon stick out there like so. Put a ribbon on the top again, so let's just see where we want this, is here on the top, whoops, like so, and then I'm just going to run this through that, stick it down here, make a little fold like that, and now we want a piece of glue dot right there. Add my glue dot here, oops, make sure I have that right, there we go, like so. I'm going to put this around like that. And I'm just going to put one glue dot right there. Glue dot. Come on. This glue dot does not want to stick to the poop body ribbon. It's got a party somewhere else. And there. And I just realized I picked up a glue dot where I didn't want it, but that's fine. You can go down there. There we go. And that is that. Just going to angle this because it's pretty. Like that. And we're just going to add dimensionals to here, and you can sort of put it that it holds the ribbon to the cardstock wherever possible. Take this off. Center your heart and your ribbon right in the middle. Tack that down, and of course we need these. Going to do a big one. Yes, let's do a big one right there, and two little ones, one here and one here. And that's the last one. That's just quick and simple. So let me get all of this out of the way, close the ink, get this and this out of the way, all of my backings. So we have this one, this one, this one. Do I have all of them in? This one, this one. Oh, wait a minute. Where's the other one? There we go. This one, here, and there. And that is it. So this kit makes 5 of each of these designs, and you can check that out on my website. See you again soon. Bye bye.